Hello Internet, in this video I will show you how I finished the walls of my garage, all of them, for less than $150. Keep watching. Now this video is part of the Dream Garage playlist on Scott's Garage, where my goal has been to finish this 40-year-old unfinished garage in 6 steps, 6 months before the snow flies. And this is step 4, the walls. Now in the previous video on this playlist, I showed you how I finished the ceiling using OSB. If you have not seen that video, you can see it here in the card above. Now we left it there that the walls were unfinished. They had cellulose insulation blown into them, but they were unfinished. Now obviously, I chose the OSB for this west wall to match the ceiling. Also, the main reason is cost. These sheets are about $21 a piece, so there are 6 of these for this west wall. So it cost me approximately $127. Now for the south wall, I used material that I was not planning on using, but it was given to me, and it's outdoor siding. And you can't beat for free, and I made it work for my purposes. However, you can find this on Facebook Marketplace or on Craigslist. You can find siding, a building project where they had more than was needed, and you can't find enough to do an entire garage or entire house, but you probably can find enough to do a wall in your garage. And so let me show you the detail now of the west wall and also the south wall. Okay, I want to show you some details here. The footers are exactly 1 foot, and the 4x8 OBS is 8 foot. However, the total distance is about 9 foot 3 inches, or on top of the footer, 8 foot 3 inches. So I have to decide: do I push the OBS to the ceiling, and then add something on the bottom or on top of the footer for the OBS, or do I leave it like it is and then put something on the very top? And so that's what I've decided, that I want this installation to be easy. It's easy to set that 4x8 sheet on the footer. So I've done that here. It's centered 48 inches. I'm not all the way over to the edge, but this first sheet there. And the outlet is right there. And this right side, I'll cut a smaller piece of OBS. Now it's very convenient. That third line there is exactly 32 inches, which corresponds with the bottom of each of the outlets. And the top part of the outlet is actually 36 inches. But I'm going to use that very convenient line on this OBS to easily cut in then all the outlets. So I have an extra gang box here, and I've already marked it on this second piece of OBS. You can see I traced it there in red. So that's 32 inches. And I measured exactly from that end to that corner, and I measured 3 times, marked it. I'm positive that's correct. Now I'm going to use this wood bit, and I'll drill 4 holes in each of the corners, and then use my jigsaw to cut in the boxes. Okay, so here I'm lifting that second piece that I cut out the hole for the outlet in. As I'm putting it in place, I thought it was going to fit, but realized something's not quite fitting correctly. Even give it a kick there. I'll show you the problem. Okay, so the tabs on the outlets were the problems, but these are removable tabs. And so what I'm about to do here is simply take some pliers and just wiggle them back and forth and pull the tabs off. I'll put a link in the description below for these gang boxes. Well worth the extra money, in my opinion. Okay, should fit better now. Okay, I've got it to come through, and now I'll have to adjust this back so that it's flush here again. This makes it really easy to do that. Okay, perfect. Now I'll change the bit here and put the plate back on. Okay, I finished the west wall using the OSB board. OSB stands for Oriented Strand Board. I'm going to move on now to the south wall. Now, originally, I was going to purchase some lumber from a local lumber mill, very reasonably priced at $1 per square foot. And these are rough cut, but I wanted that, the backdrop for YouTube. I thought it would look really nice. However, found out that it's not kiln dry, so it would shrink. It would shrink and cause gaps, and I don't want to do that. Mess with that right now. I might later add it. But what I came up with instead is my neighbor had some extra paneling. Now this is exterior paneling, and it's actually made from MDF board, medium density fiber board. But he gave it to me for free, and it's brand new, has not been used, still in the packaging. And so I thought, okay, I can use that. I experimented with it. I tried just sanding it down a little bit to make it look like old board. I thought maybe that would look cool back here. However, I don't like with the MDF when you sand it down. It just looks bad. For now, I'm just going to leave it gray and see what that looks like. Now I have the adjustable gang boxes for the electrical, and so it allows me to adjust that back and forth, which is nice. So if I don't like this in time, I can always add the Miracle ply, which I think is really attractive plywood, or I could always go back to the lumber that I mentioned before, but it'd have to cure and dry before I would install it. But this will work for me now, and it was given to me for free. Now, in order to make this work, I do have to modify it. So this is meant to actually look like this. So where you layer it, and it layers down like this. And so if this is made for layering, so when you join these together, the shiplap here, then there's a gap if you try to do it flush. So in order to make this work, what I have to do is just rip a little bit off this edge, and then it'll suck in tight. There won't be any gap here. So that's what I'm going to do. Now my tools are limited. I really wish I had my table saw here. My table saw is actually in my dad's garage. So I'll be using my Cobalt tools. But these are great. So it's all battery, the 24 volt max. They'll be doing everything. I have my battery charger ready to go. I charge the things up. So it's just going to be by hand. I don't have to be that careful because, again, it's just saving enough off so that it'll butt up tightly here. I have my compound miter saw, so I'll be on the ends here creating a shiplap for overlap. And that is the plan, and that's the project for today. So I decided to match the color and just get a fresh coat of paint. It dries darker than the application color. Okay, I'm in my dad's garage, and I recently went to Lowe's and found this. It's called Stone Washed Reclaimed Finish Project Board. And it's really not reclaimed, but it's meant to look like reclaimed wood. This is perfect for the trim work for the door and the window in the garage. So this is my old table saw. Some of you may recognize the table saw from Scott's garage from years ago. But this is 5.5 inches wide, so I've set the blade at exactly 2 3/4 inch. I'm going to rip this exactly in the center, and I'll be using this for the trim work in the garage. Okay, this should work really well. Here I added some quarter round to the corner. Okay, here they are, the finished walls, which completes step 4 of 6 to finish this old garage. Overall, I'm very pleased with how the walls turned out, and I did everything for less than $150 with the paint and the OSB board, of course, and the trim too, included in that. Now, this didn't cost me anything for this siding, but still, I'm overall pleased with it. I might just keep this and not change it in the future. Now, I'll move on to step 5 to 6. That'll be the next video. And I have all kinds of threaded rod shelves planned for this garage. And if you've watched any of my previous videos, you know that threaded rod shelves is this kind of thing that I'm into. And I have them all planned out, and that will be the next video. And then I'll probably do a separate video on the workbench, which will sit right here. Now, if you got any value at all from this video, please give me a like. It costs you nothing, but it's of great value to me. Please leave a comment, and we will see you in the next video.